Somehow, Living on Uganda Time is a book of photographs and writing done during the 2.5 years from 2009 to 2012 that I lived in a remote village in the Rwenzori Mountains of western Uganda. Well, I didn't set out to do a book. I didn't set out to do a book of writing or a book of photographs. I set out actually just to fill some evenings and Sunday afternoons and with writing about what I was experiencing, just, you know, all different aspects. And then over the course of the 2.5 years, it felt like it sort of turned itself into a book. And this is just kind of formalizing what it became on its own, these pieces of writing and these photographs. The book is entirely written and edited. All the photographs have been taken and the design and production are underway. It'll be large format, beautifully printed book, beautifully designed, full color throughout, 9 by 11 3/4 inches. So I'm doing this fundraising effort to help pay for the design and production, the printing, all those costs. Here's how it starts. This is where the world began, and that is the first tree, tree number 1. Rather, that is where morning began. Actually, that is where my morning began most mornings. It's where I stood, the view I saw, when the burning sun emerged dripping wet from Lake Victoria and painted this skyscraper tree with mango light. And I always stopped and looked at it and the people, many of them children carrying their 20-liter jerry cans to and from the village borehole, the only source of water for most of them. I then continued down the path to the right of the tree, a shortcut past brush, under another tree filled with ornament-like weaver bird nests, around palms and small garden plots, up and over a creek or two, the usual cows and goats straining at tie ropes. At night I returned home via the same route, and tree number 1 had become an umbrella, a refuge from the crying sky or the cloudy soft light of African moonbeams, the glare of Jupiter, and the spray of the Milky Way. It was written and photographed over a period of the 2.5 years that I lived in this small village in far west of Uganda, very near the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo. I was living in a community of coffee farmers. Most of the farmers are women, about 75 to 80%. And I was working with them in a cooperative that they founded. So I think it, in many ways, captures an array of the different aspects of life in a rural Ugandan village. It can be by turns funny, frightening, heartbreaking, and quite beautiful. Making the book is also a way, I think, to, in a small way, repay the Bukonjo people of the Rwenzori Mountains who took me into their lives and their community for 2.5 years, and I became very close with many of them. And so 50% of the revenues from the book will go back to that community where I lived to help fund projects at the primary school, buy textbooks and so forth. There's also a carpentry training center for orphans. Some of the funds will go there, and to the maternity center. As I told many people, it wasn't one of the best experiences of my life. It was the best experience of my life.